Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Come back to my YouTube channel. First, let me introduce myself again. My name is Nihayati Putri Suseno, nickname Putri. Here, I will resume material Introduction to Linguistic. First, about what is linguistic. A language is structured system of communication used by humans based on speech and gesture or spoken language, sing or often writing. Linguistic is the scientific study of language. It encompasses the analysis of various aspects of language as well as the method for studying and modeling them. When you study linguistics at any level, you gain insight into one of the most fundamental parts of being human, the ability to communicate through language. You can study every aspect of language, from functional theory to language acquisition and computational linguistics to psycholinguistics. Studying linguistics enables you to understand how language works and how its use develops and preserves over time. Next, second material is classification of linguistics. First, microlinguistics. Microlinguistics, or also known as microlinguistics, is a branch of linguistics that focuses on the content of the internal system of language. This study leads to the internal structure of particular language and or all language in general. The existing interdisciplinary section or microlinguistic studies are phonology, morphology, semantic, and synthesis. Second, macrolinguistic. In contrast to microlinguistic, macrolinguistic examines the relationship of language at the level of the external world, whether related to nature, society, or scientific discipline. Therefore, the study of macrolinguistics is broad and external. Macrolinguistics examine language activities in other fields, such as economic and histories. Language is used as a tool to see language from the point of view from outside the language. The field of macrolinguistics include, among others, sociolinguistics, psycholinguistics, anthropology linguistics, ethnolinguistics, stylistics, physiology, dialectology, psychology of language, and neurolinguistics. Third material is development of English. English have been spoken in England since around 450 or 449 is the date given by the Venerable in his history written in the early 8th century. To be more precise, a set of varieties of West Germanic have been spoken. The three main groups were Angles, Sounds, and Jutes. By the large, the Angles settled in the middle and north of Angles, the Sounds in the south, and the Jutes in the area of present-day Kent. After the Anglo-Sounds invasion, there was little awareness of Angles, let alone of English. English is spoken as the first language by the majority of people in various countries, where, according to its histories, the English comes from a simultaneous array of related dialects, known today collectively as Ancient English, carried to the east coast of the British Isles by the Anglo-Saxons in the 4th century. Even today, English includes international language and in the three read mother tongue in various countries. The development of the English language was divided into three parts: Old English, Middle English, and Modern English. One of the benefits of learning and mastering English has been that it makes it easier to find work, since English is the common use of a company. Next, material is structure in English. Word, prefix, synonym, antonym, and homonyms. A. Prefix. Prefix is word part added at the beginning of word. When a prefix is added to a word, it changes the meaning of the word. It creates a new word. Example, ill and legal become illegal, and un and able become unable. Pre and hit become preheat. Super and power become superpower. Ir and reversible become irreversible. Auto and mobile become automobile. B. Suffix. Suffix is a word added at the end of word. Like a prefix, the suffix change the meaning of word. For example, chill and is become childish. Love and able become lovable. Resilient and years become regulus. Tardy and ness become tardiness. Beauty and full become beautiful. Care and less become careless. And heart and oath become hair oath. C. Synonym. Synonyms are words that are similar in meaning. Example, smart. A synonym is clever. Proud. Synonym, flamboyant. Courage. Synonym, floor-mook. Valor. Mock. Synonym, humiliate. Null. Synonym, void. Fresh. Synonym, scared. Honey. Synonym, truthful. Funny. Synonym, hilarious. D. Antonym. Antonyms are words that were opposite in meaning. Example, smart, stupid, beautiful, ugly, victory, defeat, cheap, expensive, dirty, lavish, expedient, dry, comfort, and pollute, hot, cold. E. Hyponyms. Hyponyms are words that sound like but have different meaning and spelling. Example, new, mad, mood, love, lap, die, bite, bad, good, cut, odd, not. And then is material historical of systematic functional linguistics. First, the history of systematic functional linguistics. Systemic functional linguistics, or SFL, is a theory of language centered around the notion of language function. While SFL accounts for the syntactic structure of language, it places the function of language as central, or what language does and how it does it. It prefers to more structural approach, which place the elements of language and their combination as central. SFL starts at a social context and look at how language got bound and is constrained by this social context. Second, why systemic functional linguistics? In SFL, language is considered primarily functional. The structure or form of language is important only to serve the function. Without function, structure would be completely pointless. As foundation, 20 and 30 put it, anyone who has tried to communicate with someone in unfamiliar language or with a 2-year-old will know that being grammatically correct is almost irrelevant. In most cases, function matters more than structure. Third, some key terms. Context is pivotal concern because it significantly contributes to the process of meaning making. One does not speak and write in isolated sentences, but in meaningful, unique texts, which are produced in and influenced by context. In analyze a text, one should begin with its context and type, or register and genre. Number 4, principle of SFL. Functional linguistics hold that A. Language use is functional. B. Its function is to make meaning. C. These meanings are influenced by the social and cultural context in which they are exchanged. And D. The process of using language is a semantic process, a process of making meaning by choosing. And 6. Material is psycholinguistic. Psycholinguistics is a branch of study which combines the discipline of psycholinguistics and linguistics. Linguistics in general and broadly is a science that studies language. Language in a linguistic context is seen as a sound system that is very conventional and used by humans as a means of communication. In the history of linguistic studies, there have been a number of linguistic experts who pay great attention to psycholinguistics. Von Humboldt, or 70 and 67 until 1835, has tried to study the relationship between language or linguistic and human thought or psychology. 3 primary processes investigated psycholinguistics: language comprehension, language production, and language acquisition. Next material is morphology. Etymology, morph, same, form, or shape. Ology, same, study. Of morphology is the study of the basic building block of meaning in language. This building block, called morphos, are the smallest unit of form that bear meaning or have grammatical function. Morphology is the study of word formation in a particular language. It focuses especially on the internal structure of the word and their alternation through the addition of prefix and suffix. There are kinds of morphology, namely inflectional and derivational. Morpheme is a short segment of language that meets criteria. 1. It is a word or a part of word that has meaning. 2. It cannot be divided into smaller meaningful parts without violation of meaning or without meaningless remainders. 3. It records indifferent verbal information with relatively stable meaning. The term linguistic awareness refers to the individual's sensible ability to grasp on particular linguistic activities like speaking and listening. Mention that phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and morphological awareness belong to linguistic awareness. And then is material semantic. First, definition of semantic. There are 2 main branches of linguistics that specially concern the word, namely etymology, or the study of the origin of the word, and semantic, or the study science of meaning, the study of the meaning of the word. Second, development of semantic acquisition. Clark, or 1977, generally conclude the development of this semantic acquisition in the 4 stages, namely The stake of knowing the meaning of the word, over generation stake, semantic file stake, and generation stake. Third, types of semantic. It has been explained the semantic is a linguistic discipline and studies the system of meaning. So, the object is meaning. Meaning studies in semantic can be studied in many ways, especially different theories or school in linguistics. The underlying theories and in the environment in which semantics are discussed lead us to the idea of this type of semantic. The last, relationship meaning. Relationship of meaning can take various forms. Next material is English syntax. A. Syntax is a branch of linguistics that studies the rules that govern the formation of sentence. B. Word level categories. Words can be grouped together into a relatively small number of classes called syntactic categories, which can generally substitute for one another without loss of grammaticality. Word level categories are divided into lexical word and functional word. Example of syntactic categories: lexical categories, noun, verb, adjective, adverb. And then functional categories, and then is determine, degree word, qualifier, auxiliary, and conjunction. The last material is sociolinguistic. Sociolinguistic is a term including the aspect of linguistics applied toward the connection between language and society, and the way we use it in different social situations. It ranges from the study of the wide variety of dialect across given region down to the analysis between the way men and women speak to one another. Language is the human ability to acquire and use complex systems of communication, and a language is any specific example of such a system. Then, dialect is a variety of a language that is distinguished from other varieties of the same language by virtue of phonology, grammar, vocabulary, and by its use by a group of speakers who are set off from other geographical or socially certain different from geographical or one to another is pronunciation in the selecting and contraction of words, and in syntax of language such distinctive varieties of local variety are called regional dialect. Social dialect created among social groups and are related to a variety of factors such as social class, religion, and ethnicity. Style relates to the typical ways in which one or more people do a particular thing. Style in language behavior thus become alternative way of expression the same content. Register refers to a particular way of using language in particular setting within that community. Register is a set of linguistic items where associated with discrete position and social group, belief is system of ideas or ideology. Some people believe that certain language is a lack of grammar. We can speak English without accent.